Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Apex Greatness. I am your host, Russell Broderick. This way is Dario Albuquerque. Not gonna say a word. Fucking did it perfect. Good to go.
Yo, I literally
can't help myself.
Did you see what I did when you were doing your little? No. I literally just like, you know what? I don't have a hoodie, but I'm putting my freaking shirt over my head.
You have AirPods too. It's a dangerous game.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about that.
Did you just lose one?
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry. I make it work. Look, this is the quality of this podcast. Yeah. You don't even notice I don't got my AirPod in.
Did little dips.
Good, yeah. Do what you gotta do. We got edits. We got an edit button. It's fine. You don't even notice that happened. I promise you, he's not gonna edit it. Just to be an asshole.
Yeah, absolutely not. That's no, but this is clearly Apex Greatness.
Yeah.
What's good, brother? How we doing?
You know, I'm doing good. And you know, like our show, Apex Greatness, the main, and just in case you guys are wondering, like, why are these two fucking idiots why are they named Apex Greatness? Like, what does it mean? It's pretty much the pinnacle of someone's greatness, right? And we felt like this was the pinnacle of Aaron Rodgers' greatness this year. And he just proved to be a fucking dud.
Yeah, that was the most disappointing shit. The reason why we have these Packers highlights up is because this is probably the last good conversation you're going to have where we say positive things about Aaron Rodgers. It's not going to be a whole lot of positives. So I wanted to get his highlights up, and I wanted to show him scoring touchdowns and going off and like winning games.
Yeah.
Something that he was doing all season. He's going to win. He's more than likely going to win the MVP award this year. I can't see a universe where, especially, they already voted
for it.
And
he should. Yeah. There's no doubt in my head that he's the MVP, even though we know who the true best player in the league is.
But this is
best quarterback.
This is also why in the NFL and the NBA they need not just a Finals MVP award, but a playoff MVP award.
Exactly. Well, that's why you get the Super Bowl MVP.
It's not enough. It's one fucking game.
And but like I told y'all before, if y'all really pay attention to this podcast, y'all heard me last week when I said it's cool to get regular season MVPs because all we care about is these fucking rings and them Super Bowl MVPs. So fuck what y'all heard.
It's what you're hearing.
Yeah.
Shout out to DMX. But
yeah. And another thing, I just want to say, last week I also said that I think that Aaron Rodgers' season was the greatest season of a quarterback has ever had.
You did say that. You did.
I did. So I'm cool with that. I'm not saying his season isn't because I think it was an amazing season. We're just gonna criticize. You just get criticized, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't give a fuck about our criticism. But we just this is what you do when you lose, especially when you lose the way he did. You gotta get criticized. Sorry.
Speaking of which, let's get into this game because both games, the theme of both of these games, and everybody talks about it going into the playoffs in the NFL. It's the difference between scoring touchdowns and kicking field goals. It was the story of both of these games. And this one, I would say, even more so than the AFC Championship. I felt like this type of shit, where Tampa Bay drove down the field and finished with touchdowns, and Aaron Rodgers was forced to settle for field goals more often. That was the difference. Yeah. That was the biggest difference in the game.
Yeah. And to add, the fact that they were able to score touchdowns off turnovers.
True.
Both of the turnovers that Green Bay had, they scored touchdowns on.
Yes.
Immediately. And Tampa Bay had 3 turnovers, and we're gonna break this down. But 3 turnovers, and they came up with 3 points off those turnovers, which is fucking stupid. But let's keep on.
I don't know Who do you think is the biggest to blame for the Packers for the loss here? And we can, because we're getting to the second half of these highlights, but through the first half, I just wanted to ask that question because I don't think, even though we're gonna say a lot of things bad about Aaron Rodgers, I don't think it's him. Continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say to me, it's actually Matt LaFleur.
Okay.
And I think because we're gonna talk about all the issues. I think it, and I don't think it's Matt LaFleur by a lot. I feel like it's like because you know obviously the whole team fucked up too, but it would probably be like if LaFleur got like 35%, Aaron Rodgers got 30, and then you could sprinkle in 25 somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I think them not communicating on that third and goal.
Yeah.
And because Aaron Rodgers immediately, and he talked about it on Pat McAfee's podcast, he said, I thought that it was a four down situation where I have a chance no matter what.
Yeah.
And them not communicating that's a coaching issue. Like the coach should explain. There's no reason your star quarterback should not know what the plan is.
Somebody should know on that sideline and communicate with him. Maybe
exactly
not directly, but there's so many people on the staff. There's so many people on the sideline. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's kind of an excuse. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and especially going for a field goal, and then the in that same circumstance, going for a field goal over a touchdown with 2 minutes left, leaving arguably, well, no, not arguably, the greatest quarterback ever to live, fucking 2 minutes and expecting to get the ball back.
Literally, if you're not going to say he's the greatest quarterback of all time, it's undeniable at this point. He's the greatest 2-minute drill quarterback there is. Like,
yeah, exactly. And just to, and not to get back to my Chiefs, even though, you know, I love talking about them. Andy Reid said it best. He was like, when Tampa, when they had a 4th and 1, in Tampa, and there was 2 minutes left, he chose for Patrick Mahomes to do his little play to get the 1 yard and end the game. And he said, I've learned in my career never to let Tom Brady get the ball back with 2 minutes. Yeah. He knew that, and that was in a regular season game. So why the fuck would you do it in the most important game of you guys' season? And then you have this shit happen where, and this is oh no, this is not the.
Well, hold on. I wanted to actually bring up something because we're talking about who's to blame the most. I think it's the Packers' offensive line. Aaron Rodgers went the whole season, or a good portion of the season, without being sacked. I think he was sacked 20 times, which was a league low. He mentions that multiple times when he does that weekly interview. They had 2 or 3 backup linemen in, and it was detrimental because Jason Pierre-Paul had his way, and they pressured Aaron Rodgers and put Aaron Rodgers on his ass frequently. And it's hard for any it's hard for any quarterback to play when you're just getting fucked up and dropped all game, when all year you haven't felt that. It changes how you play.
The only thing that makes me kind of feel for them a little bit is they had, I think the starting right guard or something was out.
Well, Bakhtiari was out, and he's their left tackle. But I think he's
sorry, that guy. Yeah, and that kind of fucked them up a little bit
because that's where JPP ate.
Exactly. So that's why I feel like can't really.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, that was a fucking killer, and that just shows that's a GOAT play right there.
Yeah, we need to talk about
Brady.
This.
And the stupidest part is if you look at film in general, Tom Brady always takes a shot before the end of the half. That's literally something he's
if you play Madden a lot. If you play Madden a lot, this is my thing, and maybe I'm a fucking dick. All right, I've never played professional football. I've never played organized football. I've played a lot of Madden in my life, a lot more than the average human, more than I should have. When you have 18 seconds left and it's third down, and you need to fucking score to kind of put this game away and make your opponent think about quitting or rage quitting, fucking, you throw the bomb. You get your fastest guy out there. You put, this is like, I'm not trying to say I'm fucking good at football, but if I was playing Madden, this is at least one of the first 3 things I would have thought about doing. Yeah. Like, I either would have thrown it in the middle to get a field goal and put them up 7, right? Or I'm throwing the bomb over somebody's head. If they're gonna play me press, why? Why are the fucking Packers pressing?
Yeah.
What logic does that make? Like,
that's the dumbest shit of it ever. Like, it doesn't matter if they get the field goal. Like, it literally doesn't. Like, you're still gonna be 1 score down. That's fine. Like, it doesn't matter if they get the field goal and they fucking. It's the dumbest shit. That was like a backbreaker for them, and then not to mention that the turnover right after put them in an even worse situation.
They could have, and we're gonna get to that too. But look at this. They were in position, right? He had the pick. This is this is one of 2 of the biggest drops of the game for the Packers. We're gonna get to the other one in a minute. Yeah. All the big drama stuff happens in the second half, but this is where it gets crazy, right? 4th and 3. Yeah. Look at this. Why are there so many people? Why is there one guy back here? Like, this doesn't take. Like, this isn't hard. Like, I don't know. I hate to sidearm quarterback because, like I said, I've never played organized football. I can't say that I have, and I'm not trying to say that Matt LaFleur knows less than I do. But whoever your defensive coordinator is, this is insane. Like, you just can't. You play off of them. So what? If they get the first down, there's 13 seconds left. They have one time out. They kick a field goal. You're still in the game.
Exactly. And why not at least have your cornerbacks and safeties towards the 35, because that's where they really can't. That's where you really should zone out and make sure that the guys don't get past. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want them to get in field goal range. That's like the whole point of this situation. And you just fucking playing like, I don't know. You're playing for inches when it doesn't really fucking matter.
That's the thing That's the thing I never really understood. I was like, that's what it felt like. It's that they were playing for inches. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And then you ate this. Like, one of the best throws Tom Brady's ever made. Like,
yeah. Because usually that's a PI. Usually Scotty Miller gets the PI call there. He never really gets the
he got a legit touchdown. Step on him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was done.
But he does get one of these a game, and I kind of knew with Antonio Brown being out that Scotty Miller was going to get his one shot at this.
Yeah. Even though AB hasn't really been like an outside guy.
But remember in Atlanta he caught that deep pass on the same kind of pattern. Yeah. I think they just that's the, you know what I mean? I understand what you're saying though. He's more of a possession.
And it's probably better. And it's probably better that AB was out. Like, because if that was AB there, I don't think that play gets through, because
that's a totally different conversation. Because you think they cover him differently.
Well, I think that and you always say that I disrespect the white people, but I know for these cornerbacks disrespect this, especially him, because usually you look at Brady's white receivers and they're just possession guys, just to move the sticks. You never expect them to freaking be burners like this guy. And this guy has the balls to fucking say that he's faster than my boy Tyreek Hill, which he's on drugs for.
Yeah, that's not. No, I don't want to.
But
they might both wear 10. I don't want to hear
he's fast enough. Yeah, he's fast enough to think that he could be an issue. You know what I mean?
We're gonna get to the Tyreek Hill stuff when we talk about the AFC Championship. But boom, that's what ended your game. Because when they did this, when they hit the ball here, and then they came back and Brate scored the touchdown right here immediately. Play action. Usually this goes to Gronkowski, but this time
you see, I don't think so though, because look, after the fact, the Packers get it to one possession game.
Yeah,
and then Brady goes on to have 3 turnovers, 3 straight turnovers. Three out.
I understand what you're saying. We're gonna get to that, but what I'm saying is on the Packers sideline, what are they thinking right now? Because I'm sure out of the locker room they were like, dude, we're good. We've come back.
Yeah.
We can score points.
Yeah.
But after because then Aaron Jones is done for the game after that. By the way.
Yeah.
So now you're starting running backs out. You just fucking fumbled and you left Brady at his 10-yard line. Then they scored very next play. So now you're down 28-10. There's still plenty of time left on the clock, but I don't know. It totally changes your game plan, right?
Yeah, and like you feel like you got a mountain to climb now.
Yes,
pretty much.
And that was the thing that I thought was the most interesting. Like, obviously, Devonta Adams is going to start getting the ball religiously the more desperate they get.
Yeah.
The first time Aaron Rodgers, as soon as he drops back, every time, he's looking at Adams first. I don't care where he throws it. Adams, first look, every time.
Yep, exactly.
And Aaron Rodgers, like I said, I cannot truly blame him for everything, but there's a run on third down in the fourth quarter that we're going to get to. Scores the touchdown to Tanya right there. Like, they came and almost got this comeback done. And Brady, talk to me about this.
Yeah, so this is where I have the biggest issue because
do you want me to run it back?
No, you could keep on. That's fine. Like, my main thing is, and especially for the people who are probably yelling at the screen right now, if you guys are still care enough, if you have that urge in your body, but I'm sure you guys are like, the refs fucking cheated and saved Brady's legacy or whatever the fuck I want to say. I hate that argument, mainly because, bruh, who the fuck cares? Like, I don't even care about that last call because this man had literally 2 straight possessions in the fourth quarter where Brady has a turnover to score some type of points, and all he gets you is a field goal. He gets you a 3-and-out, and then he gets you a field goal. When I'm really confused on why he didn't run on that play. Like, it just
well, that was the helmet to helmet that got them the goal line opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So now we're sitting at the third. Oh, this is the possession before, but they get it within one possession. 2-pointer. This is the second most important drop of the game. I told you there would be 2. This is the second most important drop of the game, right here. That's completely fucking inexcusable. We're gonna run it back because I can't believe they didn't replay it.
And people so I know some people are like, oh, they tipped the pass. Sure, but it still hit him dead in the fucking in both hands.
Where did they? Who tipped the pass? That's what I would like to know.
No, they did. I don't know.
They got it on slow mo.
Yeah,
because it doesn't look like anybody tipped it there.
It slightly tips, just like very slightly, and it's like it still hits the guy dead in both of his hands, and he just drops it.
Equanimous St. Brown. Those 2 drops, the interception drop, because they managed to get 3 picks. We're going to see another one coming up here in a minute. I couldn't believe how those few little plays were the difference in this game, especially considering it was like Brady's going for bombs here. Mike Evans really screwed him on this drive because he dropped that pass. Then the pass that got intercepted at the end here, I think it's coming up right now, ended up going off his hands. Now, it was high, but it went off Evans' hands, which went right into the hands of Lattimore, right? I remember that was me screaming at my TV. I was like, fuck you, Mike Evans, you're overrated.
But my whole thing is, how can you look at that pass and think it's Mike Evans' fault? It was clearly Brady.
I was just mad at Mike Evans in the moment. I'm not saying I'm not saying you're wrong.
Because I'm just like, he pretty much threw it straight to the safety. Like, I can feel that. Yeah,
this was just inexcusable by Brady. And if they had lost this game, we would be talking about that right there.
Yeah,
that horrible ass soup interception. He throws it up for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he wanted to really kill him. I think that was like his main thing. He wanted to fucking stomp him.
Well, that's dumb.
Especially when
I hope that's not the case, but I wouldn't be surprised.
He was like, especially when you're 5 yards back. like you know what I mean? Like, that was a bad throw, man. But I don't know. But that's the main reason. Like, I'm not willing to say that it was the refs. Sure, one thing that is frustrating is throughout that whole game they were letting them play, which I think they should have just called the calls how you should, how it should have been called,
right?
And because then you can't bitch about the call at the end, because at the end of the day it was a pass interference. There's no doubt about it.
Is that this play coming up right now? No,
I swear
that's coming on later. But you could. Yeah. It was too. You want to talk about beyond
right
obvious?
In front of the judge?
Yeah, it was right in front of that back judge. And the shirt is white, right? And it tore like 4 feet.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't there's no way. And literally he wanted to hold his flag, but he was just like, bro, there's no way I can't call this. Like, it just doesn't make sense not to. Like, it's just the dumbest shit. And I don't understand why people are bitching about it. Like, I can understand, sure, they weren't calling it the whole game, but this guy had fucking more than enough tries to fucking score points for his team.
We're about to get down to this part in question because I think we're almost at this is it.
Yeah.
About the 7-yard line, right? So
yeah, and this is, and can you pause this before anything? I just want to say that this is the difference between a guy who we claim as. This is the difference between who's the best quarterback in the league and who's the fable MVP.
Shame on you.
I'm waiting. Don't worry. I got something for y'all motherfuckers after we win this chip. All right. But what I wanted to say is I don't give a fuck what we talking about. Sure, he might have not even got the touchdown. But I'll tell you one thing. My quarterback is smart enough to fucking know I'm not gonna throw this ball and I'm gonna hit dips and you're gonna have to catch me and bring me down. My quarterback is going to do it. You want to know why? Because I saw my quarterback do it last year when he fucking trucked through all of those fucking Titans last year. I know y'all saw that. It's called the run. That's what we call it. We call it the run. No one even has to know. It's called the run. And this guy's a fucking pussy and chooses to throw the ball into fucking 2 defenders when you could have ran for it. And sure, maybe you would have got chased down, but maybe it would have been 4th and 2 and your fucking coach doesn't have to think twice about 4 and 8. Fucking stupid.
I think he saw this. You see what I'm looking at on the screen here?
No, I don't. But I'm assuming it's number 90.
You can't see what I'm looking at? I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yep.
I think his line of sight, as usual, as we talked about a few minutes ago, is on 17. Right now, in this second, Devontae Adams is open.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
All right, let's run the tape. What he didn't see, if I could bring that back just a hair. What he didn't see, because look, the ball's out now. What he didn't see, and I don't know whether it was because of the peripheral of his helmet or what, but he did not see 26. He did not see him. There's no way he did. I think he saw what the camera saw. Where he had Adams one-on-one, and he said, I'm taking my chances, best wide receiver in football. Right?
Yeah.
What he should have saw, and what people are killing him now for not seeing, is this super highway to the end zone, where you assume, I think that's JPP. I think that's 90. Where you assume he can beat out JPP to the corner, and look, Lazard's kind of got these guys boxed out. The only guy that really can get there is this corner out here. But like you said, then he probably sits around here at the 2-yard line, and you really got to think about going for it at that point. But they got to this spot and had 3 straight downs where they didn't move the football, right? So LaFleur said, fuck it. We're not going to get anywhere on the 4th try. These are some of my best plays. That's got to be the way he saw it.
Yeah. And what I'm not. So we last week, and you could look back at the tape. We were sucking Aaron Rodgers off, and it was well deserved. I'm not saying exactly.
Big time.
It was well deserved, and I'm not. I don't think he shouldn't have gotten his meat sucked. Pause. But it just doesn't. When you have that type of IQ. That was part of me cock eating.
Yes.
Like I was like, I was like, what's crazy is how fast he thinks of things and can read the whole situation. And then I'm like, bro, that was a situation in the biggest moment of one of the biggest moments of your career. You had to make that read, and you didn't do it. And I think that's the difference between like quarterbacks who are ready for that moment. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers is 1-5, 1-5, or 1-4. 1 out of 5 games. He's only won 1 out of 5.
Yeah, it's like
championship
you
games.
had it the first time.
Yeah, he's only won 1 out of 5 championship games he's had, and that's questionable now. Like his career, like we were just talking about, could he be a top 5 quarterback?
Yeah.
If he would have won this MVP,
yeah,
he would have beat Brady out, and then let's say he would have somehow in hell beaten Patrick Mahomes, he would have been 2-2, probably 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and you have to put him into the top 5, like easily. Yeah. Like you have, like,
not to mention we were talking about his passer rating in that MVP conversation. He holds the top 2 all-time seasons for quarterback passer rating for the stretch of the season.
Who's number 1? Is it
him?
Oh,
he
holds both.
Yeah, he's got number 1, and I'll pull it up just to be sure. But
okay.
I'm positive. I'm pretty sure. I was looking at that when we were doing the MVP stuff, but just for the sake of
So that was literally a legacy moment for this dude.
Yeah, I completely agree, and that's why I think it hit him like it really hit him hard. See, 2011 and this year.
Wow.
It's got them both. Almost 10 years apart from each other. This is some shit we were talking about with Kareem, right? This is shit we talk about with Brady all the time. So
that's crazy.
That's why I brought. I wanted to bring that up because the case could have been made, and this was a legacy. This could have been it could be argued as the greatest quarterback season ever if he had won the Super Bowl, because Brady in 2007, the guy I brought up, did not get that done. But apparently, the person who gets to tell Aaron Rodgers to go fuck himself is Tom Brady in 2020.
Yeah.
As we bring it full circle. Now.
Yeah.
Look at that. I think I got a bad shot of it. But he's clearly... What a terrible day for this guy. Holy fuck. I think his name's...
They were just... I think he was attacking him, though, the whole game.
Well, they do that. And welcome to playoff football. Like,
yeah.
You're not going to throw it at Jair Alexander.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what you should do. I'm going to attack you because you're a fucking idiot. And so I'm going to just keep on attacking you.
Yeah, it's a really bad look. Like, you could tell.
Yeah.
Now, look, obvious. Did he obviously sell? Yeah, but that's football. Like,
yeah, that's what you should do. You know, like, who cares? Like, I don't care at this point. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I think the most egregious part of this was how late the ref threw the whistle. Yeah. Or threw the flag, rather. Sorry.
And that's what makes people think, like, oh, you're just trying to save Brady or do whatever. Like, no. Like, it was clearly a pass interference, and you got this fucking idiot on the other side, Aaron Rodgers, who fucking... He had 3 chances in that fourth quarter to freaking tie or go ahead in that game.
We watched him.
Yeah.
We just watched him.
And he didn't do it. And to me, at that point, you got to blame your quarterback and your head coach before you blame the refs. Like, this is not one of those the Saints games where a fucking pass interference screwed them out of the game. Like, you were down 8 points. All you were going to be able to do is possibly tie. Like,
yeah. I don't disagree at all.
I tell you one thing, for these Aaron Rodgers lovers, I just want to say this. If you give my quarterback 3 possessions to score 8 points, I swear to God, he's giving you 20. Just saying. And we'll explain as we keep on.
But I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. I wonder if they're gonna move him, right? He comes out. He talks about he's uncertain about his future. He clarifies it on Pat McAfee's podcast or Pat McAfee's show, but not really. Doesn't really still kind of makes it clear that he doesn't really know where he's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he's making it seem like it's more of an organization thing than a him thing, which I think a lot of people on TV are trying to make it seem like it's a him thing, not an organization thing. So that I think that's where he clears it up a little, because on TV, and I know you don't usually follow this stuff, but what they're trying to say is Aaron Rodgers controls his destiny and can ask for a trade and can force them to draft people to actually help him in the future versus what they did last year. And which is true. He does have that leverage, but it just sounds like he's saying that he doesn't know if the organization is going to want him there or not, based off of what last year's drafting and stuff like that, which is understandable. But I think it's also condescending, because I think he didn't. I truly don't think he meant it in that way. Whereas the organization's having all that power, because in reality he does. Like, after having a season like he did, he has all the leverage in the world.
Yeah,
and he knows that. He's not stupid.
It just reminds me so much of what happened to Brett Favre when they drafted Aaron Rodgers. It just and that's why I'm pulling up classic Brett Favre highlights, because it was 2008 was his last game as a Packer. They had Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
Same situation. NFC Championship game, right? It got to overtime. Interception, loses the game, right? Immediately after this, set off the Brett Favre, I'm retiring. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm retiring. Oh, I'm not sure. And where he, went to all different kinds of teams and went to the Jets for a year, then ended up on Minnesota just to get revenge against the Packers. And I think this is the Packers' MO. They get out while the what do you call it? The player is still good, right? They get out while the getting's good, essentially, and they move on to the next thing, and they let that grow. I think they're gonna do the same thing here. The only question is, Aaron Rodgers has 3 years left on his deal, so they're not going to want to keep all that money on the cap if he's not going to play or start, right?
Yeah.
So where does he go? And who makes that move?
So I just want to go back to the Brett Favre thing. So Brett Favre, when he his last year in Green Bay, he had 28 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Yes. Led them to a 13-3 record.
Yes.
And lost in the
standards were a little different back then. Not much. Manning had Brady had just recently got to 50 touchdowns. The standard was becoming throwing for over 40. But
the standard had always been
classic.
Favre had a 39 and 13 years, something like that.
Yeah, and then on the Vikings, he had a
38 so I don't know. I feel like you can understand, because that's just you don't have a superstar quarterback at that point. To me, it's different when it's totally different from 48 and 5.
I'm not disagreeing
we can
with
agree
you,
on that.
But the Packers were still 13-3, right?
Yeah,
and they made it to the NFC Championship. It's so similar. It's so eerily similar. They made it to the NFC. They made it to the same spot. And I could totally see the Packers organization, considering that they have the draft pick, ready to move on. I just don't know. I think if you're going to get rid of Aaron Rodgers and you're going to do that, I think you have to get either enough cap space to re-sign the guys on your defense, and then you need if you're or you trade for another major defensive player and ride your defense, right?
Yeah.
And you let the kid
Which
grow
they can
naturally.
You could trade Rodgers for a couple picks, or a defensive player and some picks. Like
Right.
there's no anyone is gonna mortgage their future for a Super Bowl. Like that's just what the NFL does.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the NBA really, where
Well, what are you talking about? The Clippers would definitely disagree with you. And so would Brooklyn.
I guess. Yeah. And the Rockets.
Yeah.
And, like,
and every
that's true.
NBA team.
Actually, most sports teams then would mortgage their future for a championship. So
in football, it happens less than basketball for me. Like basketball, it'll happen. Draft picks are. It's very weird. The value of draft picks is like this in the NBA. Like it depends on the year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the only thing is, quarterbacks don't come up often for trades. Yeah. So I think that's why I look at it as there's no way that they're not gonna fucking do it. Like if Aaron Rodgers comes up for a trade, you can't look at Aaron Rodgers and think he doesn't have at least 3 more years in him.
I totally agree. But the question is then, what team needs a guy like that? As we look at some of the teams in the league, and what team has the pieces to take him? It's the same thing with Deshaun Watson, right? I feel like the same people who are suitors for Deshaun Watson are going to be suitors for Aaron Rodgers. Like, what if Aaron Rodgers ends up on the Dolphins?
I think the Cowboys would do it.
Really?
Yeah, because it's Jerry Jones. I could totally see him saying
they gotta have the what's your offer?
I'll trade you Dak and our second round, our top 5 pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why not? Or if you don't want Dak Prescott, I'll trade you our top 5 pick, and a future first round, and then a fucking second rounder. Our second round pick too. Like, maybe there's no way that
maybe one of those linebackers.
So Jerry Jones could have signed Dak Prescott to a $35 million deal.
Right.
I think that's around what Aaron Rodgers is right now.
Yeah.
He was bitching. It was hard for him to want to pay Dak Prescott $35 million. He ain't gonna fucking question giving Aaron Rodgers $35 million.
This is the only reason they don't do it. This is the only reason they don't do it. Aaron Rodgers not playing for Mike McCarthy again.
I think that could be something that they could feel like with top. Well, it doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers won't have to fucking. Is there no trade clause in this?
I would assume so, but I'm not positive. That'll be up on your screen. Whether or not, I'm not positive. But let's assume that he has one. Because if Deshaun Watson has one, I think Aaron Rodgers probably has one.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So, but I could see him saying, "You see those weapons there? There's no fucking way I won't light up the league with those weapons." And then and then he could just be like, "Now all you gotta do is draft straight up defense. You don't even have to worry. Don't worry about the offense at all. Doesn't matter. That literally doesn't matter." Because now all those weapons that were like, oh, I don't know, are fucking elite weapons now. Amari Cooper is eliter than what he was with Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Fucking CeeDee Lamb is gonna go crazy. They might lose Michael Gallup, which is fine. They don't give a fuck. And you just find another receiver, and they have a good tight end. Like he would make the Dallas Cowboys of 1992.
Maybe you trade Zeke to Green Bay. Also,
you don't. Oh,
you gotta get the money. You gotta make the money work. You gotta make the money work.
What do you mean?
Like the cap. I don't know if the Cowboys
have the cap. Cowboys have the cap. Yes, they could have signed Dak to $35 million.
So the boys have $17 million in free cap space.
Okay.
If they trade it, well, they don't have Dak Prescott signed for a big deal.
Yeah, but they have. I'm assuming that they have that's including him with the the franchise tag,
right?
Because they have him on franchise tag right now, and they'd have to franchise tag him next year. So franchise tagging him next year would be $38 million.
I'm looking at like if you're Cincinnati,
you just you got Joe Burrow. You have your future.
Trade Joe Burrow.
I don't think they'll do that. Not for
Aaron Rodgers.
I don't
You're
think
the Bengals. You're the Bengals. You're the Bengals.
The Colts definitely can. The Colts are 100% one of those teams that could do it.
Oh, for sure.
They have the defense. They have weapons.
Yeah.
Who else? You got the Dolphins.
I would love. That's my wet dream team. Would be the Dolphins. I would love that. But if Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson, who I think we're going to end up talking about in a separate video, if either of these guys go to the Dolphins, you'll see me with Dolphin shit. There'll be Dolphin shit in the background. That team was fucking awesome to watch this year.
Wait.
I love their culture.
If Aaron Rodgers went to the Dolphins, you becoming a Dolphin fan?
I don't know. Not the same. It wouldn't be the same as if Watson.
Okay, I could, because I respect the Watson thing, but like
Rodgers, if Watson would be there, I would be super pumped. But if Aaron Rodgers would be there, I would just
and I'd be rooting for Watson too. Like
it's like Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he doesn't fuck up all the time. Like it'd be great.
And it would be awesome to watch fucking Deshaun Watson lose to Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship all the time. But it'll be awesome to at least watch him get there, root for him, and then just be like, all right, now it's time for you to get smashed.
Hey, Brian Flores was one of the coordinators when Brady beat him in the AFC Championship with the Patriots. So the formula's there. I'm just saying.
For what?
They have a good defense. Hey, with Tua, they played the Chiefs to a good game.
Oh, word. That was awesome. Going down 38-10.
After you told me he was going to have no interceptions, I'm pretty sure Pat Mahomes threw a couple of picks in that game. Did he not?
Yeah, that's cool. But were they not down 38-10 at some point in that game?
Either way.
Okay.
We're getting sidetracked. Fucking. I think. I hope they move Aaron Rodgers. I think Green Bay's MO is to not spend over the cap or not like. They're not big money spenders like that. They're just not. So I would like to see him get to a team that's willing to do that for him. What if he ended up with the Patriots?
I would love to see him. All right, so
the world would explode.
Yeah. Oh, that would, because everybody. Then you get the whole, because a lot of people said if Aaron Rodgers had Bill Belichick, he would have as many rings as Tom Brady. So it would be interesting.
Get our chance to find out.
See that. But I really would. I think it would just be fun to see, like, him lose with the Cowboys. Like, it would just be the awesomest thing. Because it'll make the Cowboys fans think that it's, like, a thing again. And then you'd have to see, like, Skip Bayless fucking root for Aaron Rodgers. That'll be the awesomest thing.
That would be
fun. See him get... And then just see him disappoint him. And then he just switches on his quarterback every year. It'd be awesome.
I agree. I think that would be hilarious. Watching Skip Bayless, who... has committed his career to hating Aaron Rodgers and LeBron James.
Exactly. Like, he literally says that Aaron Rodgers is the LeBron James of the National Football League. So having to root for the LeBron James of the National Football League will be hilarious.
More than likely cause pain to his soul. And that's the kind of content I'm here for.
Yep.